Hello YouTube, I am Opalzen, and welcome back to the channel. Big news. So, there has been a Total Drama Island 2022 cast reveal, sort of. We know nothing about these characters, have no idea about archetypes or stereotypes that they're meant to portray. We have no idea what any of their names are, what teams they're going to be on, what roles they're going to fulfill, or anything like that. All we have, to my knowledge, at this point, is this picture right here. It shows our cast of characters, Chef and Chris. We know that there's going to be 26 episodes. At the top, you can see 26 half hours. And I'm just really stoked for this. One thing I do want to say about this cast, just looking at it, is first of all, something that they mentioned in the statement when they revealed they were doing a new season that they have lived up to is a bigger mix of diversity. And I really like that sort of aspect that is playing alongside a increased amount of diversity in the real life reality shows like Survivor and Big Brother and The Amazing Race and different shows like that are now having a lot more diverse casting pools. And just looking at this cast, I really like it. I like how none of these characters seem very exaggerated in what their stereotypes are going to be. Like, you can tell some of these characters are going to lean towards different sides of the fence between being the cool kids and the nerdier kids, and some of them look a little bit loner-esque. One in particular that I'll be talking about. Some of them look a little bit more preppy, stuff like that, but you can't tell, like, oh, this kid is a video game nerd. You can't tell this kid is clearly going to be obsessed with makeup. You can't tell any like minute details on these characters just based on the designs, and I really like that. It's a lot more subtle than the casts of like Revenge of the Island and Pocketail Island and the Redonkulous Race. Don't get me wrong, I like the Revenge of the Island and Redonkulous Race casts and some of the Pocketail Island cast, but for the most part, they were very like immediately recognizable for what they were going to be. Like Cameron, despite being an amazing character, you could look at him and say nerd. Lightning, you could look at him and say football jock. You could look at someone like Ella and say Snow White. You could look at Max and say Dr. Evil. And then pretty much all of the archetypes for the Redonkulous Race looked exactly like what they were going to be. The goths, the geniuses, the vegans, the ice dancers. Like, everyone looked exactly like what they were. Which, don't get me wrong, I like a lot of those characters, but at the same time, the subtlety of some of the characters from Island has really been lost. Like, if you were to look at the Island cast of characters, you could tell some characters naturally, like Duncan's a punk and Gwen's a goth woman, but like at the same time, both of those characters had a lot more depth and weren't just what they looked like. And then other characters who you could look at and think, oh, maybe this person's gonna be this way, they ended up being a different way. For example, like DJ, he's got this big, intimidating look about him, but he's like the sweetest guy and nicest guy on the cast that they had in Island. And then someone like Trent was just a normal guy. Well, all of these people look like pretty normal guys and girls considering modern society, and like Total Drama has been made to reflect on the archetypes of actual society its entire runtime. So looking at this group of people, I think it really fits in with today's times, and I really like it. And I was a little worried that some of the people on the cast would look a little weird, or like they wouldn't be right, if that makes any sense. Like, they wouldn't look like they belonged in Total Drama compared to prior casts, but I think you could throw in characters from Island, Revenge of the Island, Pocketail, or Redonkulous Race, and they would fit in with this bunch of people pretty well. So I do like that, and that is a big relief. Now I want to talk about the characters and what really stood out to me in terms of each of their designs and how I think they're going to do and what I think about how they look overall. So, starting with the left side, people of note I have here are the dude with the backwards yellow cap in the back, far left. I think he just radiates charisma. He looks super cool. He looks like the kind of guy who everyone's going to get along with, and I'm really hoping that's the case. He looks very swaggy, which, I hate that word because it's really cringy, but at the same time, it's just true. He looks like he's one of the coolest guys, and I really hope he goes far because Total Drama needs some really cool characters. The dude next to him seems a little sporty. I see he has a jersey on, which is kind of the same jersey as someone on the other side has, and I'm hoping that they can just kind of be friends without, like, arguing or getting into fights, because I know a lot of times when characters know each other prior to seasons, they end up coming in and getting into fights or end up disliking each other for some reason, like Katie and Sadie or Amy and Sammy. Then the dude with spiky blonde hair, I'm really liking his design and how his hair looks and all that. I feel like whereas the first guy radiated charisma, this guy radiates confidence, and I really like it. I hope he is able to do well. I hope most of these characters are able to do well, which I know isn't possible, but like I really like so many of these characters' designs. With this guy in particular, fan of the hair. I feel like he's going to be super confident in who he is, and I'm down for it. Purple Pigtails is a personal favorite. She really caught my eye because she looks terrifying and I kind of love it. I'm hoping she doesn't end up just being an Izzy clone because she does sort of have that crazy look to her, but at the same time, I'm here for whatever they want to do with her. I'm a big fan of the design. Moving back down to the front left, blonde hair, blue eyes, she just looks like the sweetest girl ever. She looks like your stereotypical nice girl, and I'm not saying that that's what she's gonna be, but she does have that design where she just looks like a big sweetheart, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with her. I like the design here. Now, khaki shorts and blue shirt looks a little snarky. He looks a little stuck up. He's given me, like, rich kid Spud vibes, which is a weird sort of combination of things, but I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with him, and as with everyone, I like how he looks. This lady next to him with what appears to be purple eyes from this screen capture, which is a little odd. I'm really getting motherly vibes from her, and I'm here for it. I feel like Total Drama is lacking in those sort of, like, very compassionate, caring, normal characters, and I am down for her to be one of those. Closing out the left side, we have jean shorts here, and based strictly on design, she's the first character I can see being, like, a true villain. And I love me some villains, if you know me and my opinions on characters, which you probably don't because I only have 3 videos up right now. But, like, I love villains in shows, and I'm really digging her design. And even if she isn't a villain, I like how she looks, and I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of character she is regardless. Now to move over to the right side of things, I'm liking this group quite a bit. First, we have the dude who is matching jerseys with the guy from the other side. I do like this guy's design a little bit more. I don't know why. Like, the mullet, I hate mullets in real life, but I really like it on Total Drama characters for some reason, and I'm just digging how this guy looks, and I'm hoping, again, that him and his friend don't just fight the whole time, and they end up getting along pretty well. Then this lady in the front with the kind of salmon-colored top and green pants, I am digging her design as well. The head shape is very unique compared to a lot of other characters on the cast. I'm liking how she looks. She looks like a very strong-willed contestant. Like, I feel like she's the kind of character who is going to want her way above all else, and I feel like that could lead to some disputes. But at the same time, I am really digging how she looks, and I feel like she's going to be a very likable character. The lady next to her is giving me the exact opposite vibes. I feel like she's the kind of character who is going to be very go with the flow, very shy and meek just looking at how she looks. I feel like she's going to be that kind of character, a little bit quieter. That being said, I am a big fan of her design as well. The light blue, like, shirt and the very high up jeans, I'm digging that. I'm really digging the head shape on her as well. I like the hair, the whole thing. It's coming together very nicely, and I'm a fan of how she looks, and I've said that for everyone at this point, so it really means nothing, but they all look really good. Then we have the dude in the back, who's kind of like DJ or Ryan-esque, with him being a big, intimidating, very, very jacked dude, and I feel like he's got an intimidating look to him, but he's going to be very DJ-esque, and even Ryan-esque for that matter, being a larger man with a more compassionate side to him. Just looking at him, I mean, look at that pink shirt. How can you hate someone with such a very beautiful pink shirt? I feel like he's going to be an extremely likable character, much like DJ and Ryan, and I feel like he's going to hopefully make a pretty big impact on the season. He looks like a very cool and chill dude, just like other characters we've talked about to this point. Next to him in the reddish sweatshirt with the more poofy hair, that dude, he has a bit of a normal guy thing going on compared to a lot of the other people. Like he, above all the other characters, seems like the very normal guy. Like he's gonna be the voice of reason esque character. And I am here for it because I enjoy those kinds of characters unless they're named Dave. So hopefully this guy is a better handled version of Dave. Then we have the girl in front of him in the beanie, and I am a big fan of this design. It looks like a very hippie-esque design for a character, and I feel like that's kind of the role she can fulfill. I feel like it's a good role for a character to fulfill, and I'm really liking how she looks. I like the design. I've said that a million times in this video, and I am sorry, but she looks just likable in general. She looks like such an enjoyable presence on screen, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they handle this character. Then we move to the right with the dude in the green hat and the yellow shirt holding what I can assume is a soda can, and I know I've been saying I like these designs the whole time, but with this guy, I love the design. This is my favorite design of the entire cast. Look at his neck! Look at his neck. I love it. He reminds me of like Archie Comics Jughead, not Riverdale Jughead. Archie Comics Jughead. The sharp chin, the weird angle of his jawline. I just love it. He's looking so different from any other character, but also like very Total Drama recognizable. And I'm really hoping to see a lot of him because he just looks like a van lifer, and I'm digging it. Like I am a big fan of this design. He looks so unique, and I love it. Finally, we have the lady down here in the bottom right screen, long brown hair and pouty face, hands on hips, and I feel like she is going to be a very sassy character, as you can tell by just her character still here, her promo picture. She looks like one of the grumpier characters. And I feel like she's going to be kind of a mix of Joe and Heather because she looks very athletic just from the design, and she's kind of got combat pants on, combat like Brick, the kind of outfits Brick would wear, for example. I feel like she's going to be a physical force to be reckoned with, but she's also going to be like very mean-spirited towards other characters just based on how angry she looks. She does also have like a loner vibe to her. So maybe it's just a loner thing and not an outright mean thing. Overall, I think I'm getting the most depth from her, and I'm really intrigued and looking forward to seeing how she ends up actually behaving on the season and how she's handled as a character as a whole. Then I do want to quickly talk about Chris and Chef before we end off here. First of all, I noticed Chef is in his Dramarama outfit, or something similar, as opposed to his chef outfit from Island through Pocateo. And this is a unique sort of thing to notice. I know it's a little different. I'm not sure why it stands out as much as it does to me, but maybe Chef is going to play a bigger role in this season, and I do kind of really miss him playing a bigger role. And I'm hoping that him and Chris can work together, like they did in the early seasons, as opposed to him either not being present at all, or only being used in like 1 to 2 challenges a season. And then shifting focus to Chris, I really hope he can go back to being a little bit less megalomaniacal, if I pronounced that correctly. You know what I mean. I hope he can be a little bit less insane and go back to just sort of being a little mean-spirited and kind of taunting the campers like he was in seasons 1 through 3, but not outright insane, like selling toxic waste, dumping toxic waste on the island and just belittling the contestants like he did in later seasons. Like, make Chris mean, but don't make him cartoonishly evil, you know? So, yeah, that's pretty much it for these two. At the end of the day, I'm just very excited that Total Drama is coming back, and I really like the group of people we have, and I'm hoping they end up all being very valid and strong additions to the cast of 87 characters that Total Drama has established over the years. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how everything plays out on the show. With all that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please do leave a like. If you're excited, comment what you think about these characters, and just, be positive. Everyone be positive. We're hoping for the best here, and I really look forward to seeing it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys all think about it as well. So leave a like, and subscribe, and comment, and I will see you all in the not-so-distant future. Have a good night.